lineups. At forward from St. Joseph's, a 6'1" sophomore from Peabody, Mass., number 33, Kim Foley. At forward for Rutgers, a 5'11" senior from Peabody, Mass., number 10, Kristen Foley. At the other forward from St. Joseph's, a 5'11" senior from Woodbury, New Jersey, number 42, Jill Rooney. At the second forward for Rutgers, a 6'2" junior from Center Moriches, New York, number 23, Sue Wicks. At center from St. Joseph's, a 6' senior from Philadelphia, number 44, Teresa Carmichael. At center from Rutgers, a 6'2" senior from North Babylon, New York, number 14, Regina Howard. At guard from St. Joseph's, a 5'8" senior from Spring Lake, New Jersey, number 35, Ellen Clark. At guard from Rutgers, a 5'6" sophomore from Milltown, New Jersey, number 15, Janet Malou. At guard from St. Joseph's, a 5'2" junior from Warminster, PA, number 14, Debbie Black. At guard from Rutgers, a 5'6" sophomore from Patterson, New Jersey, number 31, Talisha Austin. St. Joseph's head coach, Jim Foster. Rutgers head coach, Teresa Grants.
Officials for tonight's contest. On the left, Art Bomington and Bill Titus on the right. Let's take a look at how the two teams got to this championship game in the Atlantic 10 tournament. For St. Joe, an opening victory over George Washington in the quarterfinal round, and then last night, an upset over Penn State, 70-55. Rutgers opened with a win over Duquesne and then beat Temple 85-55 last night to set the stage for tonight's contest. Carol, we've got a good crowd on hand here at the Athletic Center. Obviously, a lot of interest in this game. The Lady Knights, 6th rank in the nation against St. Joe, and the two previous meetings with St. Joe have been very close. Rutgers winning by 10 here in Piscataway, and a few weeks ago down in Philadelphia, Rutgers a 3-point winner over St. Joe, 63-60.
Well, St. Joe's has held Rutgers to its 2 lowest point totals of the season. Teresa's well aware of this. She's going to want to get the boards and run and go into their transition game. On the other hand, Jimmy's going to want to maintain the poise and just set it up and make it into a half-court game.
All right, set to tip it off. It will be Regina Howard jumping center for Rutgers at 6'2" against Teresa Carmichael, a 6-foot senior. And the tip goes to Rutgers, and right off the bat, we've got a foul on number 35, Ellen Clark.
That's a shame. That seemed incidental. You really hate to start a game off.
Just 2 seconds old. We've got our first personal foul, so Rutgers will inbound. Kristen Foley. And this is Talisha Austin. Her teammates call her T.
St. Joe's, I'm sorry, Pat. St. Joe's is starting their defense in a 1-3-1 and a chaser.
Rutgers turns the ball over, and yes, Jimmy Foster had said before the game he'd go to that 1-3-1 with his defensive specialist, Debbie Black, chasing Foley. He feels Foley is the key to the Rutgers game. Now inside, it's Kim Foley off her hands, and Rutgers will take over. Rutgers will waste little time moving the ball up court. Janet Maloof, the field general, runs the show. This is Austin down to Howard. Kristen Foley on the baseline for Wicks, over to Regina Howard for 2.
That's what St. Joe's is going to have to stop early. They put Debbie Black on Foley, to avoid the outside shooting, and because she's the mental game of this Rutgers team. But they do need to stop Wicks and Howard in front.
Ellen Clark throws it away. Perhaps a little bit of nervousness there. Rutgers leading 2-0. Less than a minute played here at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. It's Alicia Austin over to Janet Maloof. Maloof, a 5'6" sophomore. Howard on the baseline. Rutgers will continue to look inside. Wicks won't go. Gets her own rebound. One more crack at it. We've got a whistle and a foul.
On that defense that St. Joe's playing, Ellen Clark is playing in the back. She's one of the shorter players playing in the guard position. But you'll see Kim Foley is playing the center. They want to avoid the pass, cross court, over Kim. Perhaps get a steal.
The foul was on Sue Wicks. That is her first, the team's first. This is Ellen Clark. Debbie Black. Not much offense from Black, but a great defensive job night in and night out. Teresa Carmichael, turnaround jumper in the paint is good, and we've got a tie ball game.
I thought Rutgers might come out in a man defense, but they started in a 2-3.
Maloof to Austin, looks inside, turnaround jumper. Gina Howard. Howard with 4.
Well, as I said earlier, 80% of their scoring punch comes from the inside, from Wicks and Sticks. So that needs to be shut down quick if St. Joe's is to keep this a game.
This is Jill Rooney, 42. Off to Ellen Clark, to Black, back to Rooney. Rooney had 21 last night against Penn State. Ellen Clark drives baseline, loses control. Rutgers ball. Austin over to Wicks. Foul line jumper is good, and Sue Wicks cans her first basket of the night.
Well, Pat, that's why she's an All-American. She can do it all. She can do it inside. You saw a 15-foot jumper from the free throw area there. She's truly an All-American.
Rooney won't go. There's Clark hustling for the rebound, taken away by Kristen Foley. Rutgers loves to push it up. This is Maloof to Austin. Back to Howard. Power move inside. It's good. And Howard that time just barreled into Jill Rooney.
Well, the last 4 times down the floor, you saw who got the ball. The big gals. Sue and Regina, and they have 8 of their points.
Rutgers opens up an 8-2 lead. This is Ellen Clark. Look for points from Rooney tonight. Debbie Black working on Austin. Rooney, swish.
St. Joe's is an excellent perimeter shooting team, so I have the feeling they're kind of glad Rutgers came in a zone, but they need to hit their shots.
8-4 Rutgers. Wicks guarded by Kim Foley. This is Kristen Foley. Jumper won't go, and it's Rooney pulling down the rebound. Debbie Black is a 5'2" junior out of Warminster, Pennsylvania. She led the nations in steals last year, a pesky defensive player, and she'll also run the show for the Hawks. Black shooting, scoring.
Well, Teresa followed a game plan there. She would like Debbie Black to shoot it whenever she gets it because she's not known for her offense.
8-6, Rutgers leading. 4 minutes gone, first half. Janet Maloof. Maloof with the long-range jumper. And again, Maloof not one of the people that St. Joe's is planning on shooting and scoring.
Well, she's the settling factor on this team. She has a nice outside shot, and she just keeps everything in order for this Rutgers team when things come out of hand.
Carmichael turning it over. Maloof running the break. And there is the pesky Debbie Black.
You'll watch her during the course of the game. She will be on the floor at least 30 times hustling after that ball, no matter who has it.
Kristen Foley will inbound to T. Austin. Inside, turnaround jumper by Sue Wicks. Rutgers opening a 6-point lead.
Well, she's deadly with her back to the basket, and if she takes her time with her shot, she's going to hit better than 50% of them.
Sue Wicks averaging 21 a game, a 6'2" senior All-American, junior All-American, make that. This is Black, taken away by Kristen Foley. Maloof now quickly up front to Austin. They look inside the Wicks again. She's got it.
I think a timeout has to come.
Jimmy Foster calls timeout. They're on their feet here at the Rutgers Athletic Center as the Lady Knights open up a 14-6 lead. We've played just under 5 minutes. Carol, it's amazing this year. The Lady Knights have certainly developed a following. 3 times this year in the regular season, playing to better than 4,000 people here at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center.
Well, it always helps when you have a winner. Let's take a look at that last play, the last turnover, I should say. It was an errant pass.
And Foley, who is the heart and soul of this Lady Knights team.
Absolutely. She's always in the middle of things. She's an excellent passer, and she has very good anticipation.
And here is their bread and butter.
That's one of the things the defense that St. Joe's came out with was to avoid, to double down on the ball when Wicks or Howard got it. But it hasn't worked so far. This timeout comes at a good time. We'll see what kind of coaching strategy and changes St. Joe's will offer.
Wicks with 6, Regina Howard with 6 as Rutgers leads by a 14-6 score. Sue Wicks had been injured early in February, suffered a severe cut on her finger of her shooting hand, and for a while the rhythm was not there. It was not there Wednesday against Duquesne. She had a rough shooting night last night in the semifinal game against Temple, but it appears that she has a rhythm tonight.
Well, this is a championship game, Pat. Regardless of their injury or how she feels, she's going to play ball.
Here's Rooney looking to Clark. Clark back to Foley. Kim Foley short. Carmichael has Reggie Howard going over her back, so Teresa Carmichael fouled on the play. The foul on Regina Howard, her first, and Teresa Grentz has to be careful because Howard has been suffering some foul problems throughout the month of February and early March.
Not only the months of February and early March, it's been the entire season.
Debbie Black with the jumper from the free throw line.
Very unusual. I guess she knows she has to score. She has to be a scoring power here.
4 points for Black. Closely guarding Maloof. Now Wicks to Foley. Beautiful inside feed to Howard. Won't go. Fighting for the rebound. Has the basket and the foul.
There's a case where she missed an easy layup, hustled back, got the offensive board, went back up, resulting now in a potential three-point play. That's what Rutgers does so well. They bang the boards. Let's take a look at it again. Is the entry pass from Foley. Inside, Regina misses the shot, hustles back, gets fouled on the second attempt.
Ellen Clark, number 35 from Spring Lake, New Jersey, committing the personal. Regina misses the front end of a one-and-one, but it's out of bounds. Rutgers ball. Rutgers leading 16-8, 14-19 left first half. This is Foley. Inbounding to Howard. Spinning, shooting, and scoring. 8 points for Regina Howard. Now Jill Rooney from the baseline, short. There's Debbie Black, as you said, Carol, hitting the floor. Debbie Black to Ellen Clark, right side. Black will let it fly, won't go. Carmichael with the rebound. Ellen Clark sorting things out for Rutgers. Rutgers sets up. But they'll play the zone. Inside pass to Foley, almost stolen away. Now this is Black trying to control. Rooney comes away with it and hits the jumper. T. Austin now walks it up to Janet Maloof. Rutgers leading 18-10. Wicks inside to Howard, won't go. Wicks gets the rebound to Austin. T. Austin off the glass and good.
Rutgers is getting 2 or 3 shots an attempt. They really need to, St. Joe's team that is, needs to box them out.
T. Austin's first 2 points of the ball game. Here's Rooney to Clark. Back to Rooney. Inside, Foley. Power move, won't go. Foley on her own rebound. And she's hacked. Sue Wicks with the foul. We'll take a break with the score. Rutgers 20 and St. Joe's 20. You're watching the Atlantic 10 Tournament Championship.
Superintendent wants to see you 10 o'clock sharp on the stage of the Palace. There's been a body found.
Masterpiece Theatre brings you J.B. Priestley's Lost Empires.
She gets her money. An extra week, too, and off she goes, deliberately leaving us in the cart for tomorrow. That's a woman for you, lad. You can't trust him a bloody yard.
Lost Empires on Masterpiece Theatre.
Join us for Masterpiece Theatre tomorrow at 2.
Plain as the nose on your face, because I believe in this.
Ratings and religion are at the heart of Jonathan Altman's Hellfire, the provocative tale of a TV evangelist whose basic faith and motives are put to the test.
Watch Hellfire on Ossie and Ruby.
Ossie and Ruby come your way tomorrow at 8:30. Tune in.
Welcome back to the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Pat Scanlon and Carol Blazejowski. Rutgers leading by a 20-10 score.
You know, Pat, St. Joe's are always known for their poise. They're working the ball, moving it. They look a little hurried. They look a little rushed. They're getting one shot at the basket, and they're not hitting the offensive boards.
Kim Foley, a 6'1 sophomore, makes the first of 2. Foley, of course, Kristen's sister from Peabody, Mass. As a high school player, she was the Boston Globe Player of the Year. Substitution for Rutgers, checking in Missy Lender, number 22, replacing Sue Wicks. Wicks waiting at the scorer's table, trying to get back into the ball game. Foley makes them both, and it's an 8-point Rutgers lead.
Okay,
Missy Lender.
You see a little change on defense now.
Alicia Austin, count the basket and the foul.
What I was saying earlier is that Debbie Black is now just not zeroing in on Kristen Foley. She's chasing the perimeter and chasing the ball. They're still staying in their zone, but it's not a 1-3 and a chaser any longer.
Sue Wicks back in the ball game now, replacing Missy Lender. Alicia Austin steps to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Austin, a sophomore out of Patterson East Side. Won't go. Carmichael trying to come away with it. And a whistle and a foul. Looks like Kristen Foley guilty that time. That is her second. And the Rutgers front line, after you get by Foley and Wicks and Howard, it gets a little bit thin. Teresa Grants can't afford many foul problems. Jill Rooney, long-range shot, won't go. Rebound comes off to Talisha Austin. Foley won't go. Now Wicks controls for Rutgers. This is Wicks. Foley back to Maloof. Maloof calls the play. Guarded closely by Debbie Black. On the baseline, Howard. Looking for Wicks. Wicks inside. Gets it.
That was a simple rotation of the ball on offense. Wicks posted low, sealed her defender, and a nice pass. It was an easy 2 for her.
Wicks with 8. Rutgers leading by a dozen. This is Stephanie Hughes, number 24, into the ball game now. Guarded by Wicks. Black penetrates, swatted away by Regina Howard. And Hughes gets it back in the hands of Debbie Black. This is Rooney, long. Debbie Black at 5'2", skies for the rebound.
Debbie is everywhere on the defensive end and also the offensive end. Sometimes she leads the team in offensive rebounds.
Rutgers playing some strong defense.
Well, St. Joe's just isn't moving the ball, and they look a little gun-shy on their outside shots. Now, Stephanie Hughes was put in there because she is a very good outside shooter.
Carmichael back to Black. This is Stephanie Hughes without open jumper, won't go. Now we've got a collision, Rooney and Maloof. And they're going to call a foul. And Teresa is not happy about that foul. The foul will go against Janet Maloof. Debbie Black had the notion. Now Stephanie Hughes. Inside to Kim Foley, off her hand, Rutgers ball.
Kim was wide open, standing in the lane. It might have even been a 3-second violation, but she was flagging, waiting for the pass.
St. Joe's with 6 turnovers to 1 by the Lady Knights. And now here's Maloof out of Milltown, New Jersey. To Austin. Austin jumper, good. Rutgers 26-12, and Austin came alive offensively last night, shot 6 of 7 from the floor tonight with a basket. 6 points for Talisha Austin. St. Joe playing the scrappy defense, is 5th ranked nationally, but it seems that Rutgers is certainly in the flow offensively and not having much of a problem with the Lady Hawks.
No, it doesn't look that way.
This is Foley. Swing it to Howard's side. Foley short. Tipped in by Wicks, but they'll say she stepped out of bounds. Rutgers with a 14-point lead, under 10 minutes left, first half. We get a look at Jimmy Foster.
Well, I know he's not pleased at all. He wanted to stop that inside game from the second the clock started and hasn't had much success doing it.
He's had the Hawks to the NCAA 2 years in a row now, shooting for his 3rd this season. And again, nope, the patience is not there on offense as Maloof comes down. Wicks looks inside. Teresa Hasden looking inside, and inside again, it seems.
There you go.
Sue Wicks going on Foley, won't go. Carmichael and Austin fight for the ball. We'll have a jump ball, and the arrow points Rutgers' way.
There is a size disadvantage.
Make that St. Joe's way.
Wicks and Regina Howard don't exactly tower over the big people of St. Joe's, but there is somewhat of a height advantage leaning towards Rutgers.
Howard and Wicks at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Carmichael, the Hawk center, at 6 feet. Rooney at 5'11", and Foley at 6'1". St. Joe working it inside. This is Jill Rooney with the jumper. Won't go. Rebound Foley. Kristen pulls down the rebound, and the Lady Knights look to run. Austin, now they'll pull it back out. Kristen Foley, good. Rutgers opening a 16-point lead. And St. Joe wants a timeout.
They need to have a timeout. Jimmy is not happy at all. They're not hitting their outside shots. That's one of the things going into this game he said they had to do. Stay out of foul trouble and hit their outside shots.
Certainly, Carol, we talked about the St. Joe defense, 5th ranked nationally. They hold their opponents to 40% shooting from the floor and generally 56 points a game. Rutgers has 28 points. We've only played 11 minutes in the first half.
Well, when you look at all their shots, though, they're in the paint. They're easy layups. The way to avoid that from happening, if you can't front your low gal, you want to put pressure on the pass.
Jimmy Foster here, 1980 Temple graduate. This is his first Atlantic 10 final with the Hawks. Now you're looking at the proud parents of the Foleys, Barb and Bill Foley there, and Karen on the right, Kim and Kristen's sister. Interesting emotions for parents with 2 daughters playing against each other in this championship game.
Well, we spoke to the dad earlier, and he said, well, at least we'll go home with one winner. And I said, it's going to be difficult explaining to your other daughter that, though.
Let's take a look now. Kristen Foley rebounding at one end, scoring at the other end, and just a remarkable athlete, Carol. One of the people that Jimmy Foster said is the key to the Lady Knights offense and defense.
Well, that's because she hustles, she works hard, she can pass real well, she has good floor sense, she has a shot, she's very well rounded.
Kristen with 2 points tonight as you look at Debbie Black get it going. 8:11 left first half. Jimmy Let's see what Jimmy Foster talked about in the huddle. They work it inside to Kim Foley.
Well, they're not hitting. I'm sorry, go ahead, Pat.
Foley fouled by Wicks.
They're not hitting their outside shot, so he's going to look to seal down low and try to get it in and work the inside players. Maybe get Howard in some foul troubles, Wicks into foul trouble.
Not a shooting foul. This is Teresa Carmichael. Maybe got away with a step, but she misses the shot. And then we've got Debbie Black committing the personal foul. That is 2 personals on Debbie Black. There's Kristen Foley. Being bothered by Black again. Austin to Maloof. Maloof with the jumper, short. Rebound, Kim Foley. Here's Debbie Black. Gets it off to Kim Foley, won't go. Hughes gets the rebound, and there goes Kristen, and she takes down a few members of the Rutgers bench.
That's what I mean, hustle. She hustles after every ball. 100% that kid's good.
And if you're Teresa Grant, you hold your breath when your stuff goes flying into the bench looking for the loose ball. Okay, here's Black. Rutgers leading 28-12. Little over 7 minutes left first half. Atlantic 10 Women's Championship on the line here tonight. Stephanie Hughes has it. Her first basket. Hughes, a 5'10 junior from West Catholic High School in Philadelphia. Wicks cutting. Nice touch pass. Foley to Wicks. Bang! 10 points for the All-America, Sue Wicks.
I think Sue's missed 1 shot so far.
Remind me not to get too close to this line for the rest of the run in front of me.
Rutgers in a Maloof doing a job now shadowing Stephanie Hughes. Carmichael hasn't got untracked yet. There she goes. Teresa Carmichael with 4, but certainly she is one of the keys for the St. Joe offense.
Absolutely. They have to get it inside her, but give the Rutgers credit. They're doing a nice job not allowing her to get the ball.
Teresa with 4 points. She averages 18 a game. T. Austin. Austin with 8 points. Prior to last night, Austin did not have the offensive game together, and then Teresa Grant, seeing her go 6 of 7 from the floor last night, said T is back and ready for the tournament. Inside pass now. Maloof to Wicks. Count the basket and the foul on Kim Foley.
You see, there's no excuse that that pass got in there. St. Joe's just had their backs turned and didn't even see that pass coming. They can't be making mistakes like this because they're not putting the ball down in the offensive end of the floor. It's not going down for the perimeter on them, and they can't make these mental lapses on the defensive end. Kim
Foley's first foul. Meanwhile, Missy Lender checks in for Regina Howard. Wicks completes the 3-point play. 13 now for Sue Wicks. Rutgers leading 35-16. A little under 6 minutes left first half. There's Debbie Black guarded by Foley. Rutgers in the man-to-man defense. This is Rooney to Hughes. Right side, Ellen Clark won't go. Taken down by Janet Maloof. Number 5'6", Janet there for the air ball as you hear the crowd chanting here at the rack. Sue Wicks won't go. Missy Lender trying for the rebound, but it's taken off. That time by Jill Rooney, and away comes Debbie Black with the ball. Carmichael having a tough time of it.
Well, those are not her normal game shots. She seems to be anxious, and as a result, she's rushing her shot.
Austin won't go, but there's Foley for the rebound. Kristen Foley, number 2. 37-16, the Lady Knights over St. Joseph's. And everything is going in for Rutgers. turnover for St. Joe. That is 8 turnovers for the Hawks.
Well, Rutgers is playing a triangle and 2, giving them a little different look offensively, and I'm wondering if St. Joe's is ready.
There's Black to Susie Dean, a 5'10 freshman wearing number 25. Black, in and out. And the foul will go on Stephanie Hughes. It was over the back of Maloof. Into the lineup for Rutgers, number 20, Jill Schilt checks in. Regina Howard comes back in, replacing Sue Wicks. So for Rutgers, it's Schilt, Maloof, Foley, Lender, and Howard. For the St. Joe Hawks, number 4 checks in, Ellen Shields. Kristen Foley, back to Maloof. Here's Howard. Foley going on Rooney. Howard, turnaround shot off balance, won't go. Rebound by Teresa Carmichael. 3 rebounds for Carmichael so far tonight. Ellen Shields now with the ball. Off the Black, open jumper, good.
Pat, this is the most I saw Debbie Black shoot all season. Rutgers is sticking by their game plan. They're going to encourage Debbie to shoot.
She's got 6 tonight. She averages 7 a game. Foley with the head fake, driving to the basket. We've got a whistle and a foul. A foul on guess who? Kim Foley. Sister meeting sister. No love lost here, Carol.
Nope. Kim was a little late. That was a great move by Kristen, but Kim slid in a little bit late. I'm wondering if they exchanged words when they got up together.
Kristen is a 76% free throw shooter. The Rutgers captain, shooting 2. Makes the first. Kristen is a 5th-year senior for the Lady Knights, working on her master's degree. She underwent major reconstructive surgery of her knee 2 years ago. Makes them both. And what a comeback story she is for the Lady Knights.
A lot of people didn't think she'd come back, but that's what I mean about her heart and her determination. She proved that she could do it.
39-18. The Lady Knights of Rutgers. Ellen Shields with the ball for the St. Joe Hawks. Off to Debbie Black. Shields looking inside, trying to get it to Carmichael, but Rutgers playing some stingy defense, and the Hawks turn it over.
Well, they've got pressure on their 2 guards, and then they have the Wicks and Howard and Foley with their big flailing arms, so it's tough to get the ball inside.
Okay, now with Maloof out of the game, T. Austin will handle the ball. Inside to Howard, off the glass and good. 12 for Regina. The 6'2 senior from North Babylon, New York. All conference in the Atlantic 10. Black, the set shot won't go, and it's T. Austin with the rebound. Ahead to Kristen Foley. Foley, cross court to Missy Lender. Good look there by Foley.
Boy, Rutgers can't do anything wrong. They're playing a great game offensively. They're hitting the boards.
Lender's first basket of the night, and anything that Missy Lender contributes at the offensive end is a bonus for the Lady Knights. Black, the set shot again. She's got it. 8 points for Debbie Black. So already tonight she's over her per game average. Traveling.
Well, you can better believe at halftime there's going to be some severe adjustments offensively by this St. Joseph's team. They're not getting the shots that they want. And that needs to change if St. Joseph's to bring it back to make this a game.
Rutgers leading by 23 with 1:31 left in the first half. Ellen Clark checks back in, replacing Ellen Shields. Black guarded by Jill Schilt. And here comes Talisha Austin. 10 points for Austin. Austin was the Atlantic 10 Freshman of the Year last year. And she is overcoming what may have been an early sophomore jinx.
She's a nice player. She's fun to watch. She's very smooth. She has a nice shot. Very unassuming as a player.
Kim Foley with her second basket of the night. With the Hawks trailing by 23, less than a minute to go in the first half. Howard. Fouled by Teresa Carmichael. Carmichael, number 44, a 6-foot senior out of Philadelphia, St. Joe's all-time scorer and rebounder. And she has just not got on track tonight.
Now that appeared as if it was a frustration foul. First of all, the ball shouldn't have got in there, and then the move was made. And I know she's upset with herself.
Regina Howard will shoot 2. Makes the first. Howard is 73% free throw shooter from the line. Makes them both. 47-22 Rutgers, less than 40 seconds to play in the first half. Debbie Black. To Clark. We've got a whistle and a foul, and we'll take a break right here with the score. Rutgers 47 and St. Joe's 22.
On WonderWorks.
There's the little servant girl, the one who lives in the attic. They seem to work very hard. But she is not used to it. She has not been a servant all her life. If only we could do something to help her.
I'm definitely sitting up, so why am I still dreaming?
The conclusion of A Little Princess on WonderWorks.
Join us for WonderWorks, coming your way Tuesday at 8.
We've been referred to, in print no less, almost from the moment that we arrived on these shores, as a variation on the King brothers, the King family. We've been the King's fingers. We've been the King's dingers.
See the King's singers on stage at Rutgers.
Welcome back to the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. The Lady Knights of Rutgers leading St. Joe's 47-22 in this, the Atlantic 10 Tournament Championship game. Ellen Clark at the line, shooting 1 and the bonus. Clark out of St. Rose of Belmar High School in Spring Lake, New Jersey, makes the first of 2. A 6-foot, the 5'8" senior holds the career assist record for the Lady Hawks. Clark makes them both. Her first 2 points of the ball game, and it's 47-24, Rutgers leading. There's Maloof back in the ball game. Guarded by Black. Sharon Adamson, number 45, checking in for the Lady Knights. Howard, turnaround jumper, misses everything. And Ellen Clark with the rebound. Time running down now, 6-5. Black in the corner to Shields. Shields a jumper short. Rebound, Missy Lender. And what a first half it has been for the Lady Knights, Carol.
I am very surprised. Rutgers can do no wrong, and St. Joe's can do no right.
The Lady Knights of Rutgers leading St. Joe's by a 47-24 score at the half. And these were 2 teams that played some very close games in the regular season.
Well, Rutgers is moving the ball inside, and when the pass is shut off, Alicia Austin came up with a couple of shots from the outside. Maloof hit 1 or 2. And the difference really in the game is that St. Joe's is just having turnovers and not hitting their outside shots.
Interesting, Sue Wicks and Regina Howard have accounted for 27 points between them. St. Joe's with just 24 for the entire team in the first half.
And Debbie Black, who never shoots, who only averages 6 points a game, has 8 points out of the 24.
Well, one of the keys to the success for the Lady Knights, of course, is their head coach, Teresa Grants, in her 11th year. Teresa started from the Lewis Brown Athletic Center in Piscataway. The Lady Knights holding a pretty commanding lead at the half, 47-24.
Well, I don't know what much more that Teresa could have said at halftime. They came out with 8 minutes to go in the halftime period with smiles on their face. She seems pretty relaxed and comfortable over there. Just continue to do what you're doing because it's working.
This is the Rutgers team that played in the beginning of the season. They were blowing opponents out. They averaged 83 points a game. Toward the latter stages of February, they were rolling along undefeated. They go out to State College, play Penn State, and get beaten, their first loss of the year. Since then, they played a close game against St. Joe, winning by 3 in Philadelphia. They close out the regular season at Old Dominion, and they get upset by unranked Old Dominion. Now it seems like Teresa has them back on track. This is their last game before the NCAA tournament.
Well, they're a veteran team. Not one individual graduated last year, so everyone returns, and they have the confidence to play with one another. You know yourself, it's difficult to go undefeated during the course of the season without feeling pressure build up. Well, the pressure finally broke out of Penn State. And now they're back on track, you're right.
And here is Jim Foster. He has his work cut out for him. He has put together 3 straight 20-win seasons. And he's got to find a way to overcome a 23-point deficit. We'll be interested to see what happens when they inbound at center court to start the second half.
The thing I like about Jim Foster is that he's infectious with his enthusiasm and his intensity, and that will carry over to the team. So I don't count this St. Joe's team down and out for 1 second, because these kids have an unusual camaraderie with one another, and I think we're going to see a good second half.
Foster wore the black sweater, his lucky sweater. He did not change it at the half after suffering through that first half, so we'll have to see what happens. Rutgers will inbound from center court with a 23-point lead, and Janet Maloof gets it to T. Austin on the left wing. This is Kristen Foley, throws it inside. Teresa Carmichael playing the lane well there, knocks it out of bounds. Rutgers will maintain possession. Foley, Howard, Wicks, Maloof, and Austin. For St. Joe's, it's Black, Rooney, Clark, Carmichael, and Foley.
Well, here you see a defensive strategy change already. They're in player to player.
Foley looks inside, back to Maloof. Maloof wants it, doesn't get it. Rebound by Kim Foley. And the foul is on Sue Wicks.
Already with the defensive change, you're going to see more pressure applied on the ball, which will certainly not eliminate the pass into the post, but maybe detour it.
That was Wicks' 3rd personal foul, so let's see if Grants will leave her in the ball game and stay with her. Jill Rooney, nothing but net.
Well, Jill needs to do that, something that was void in the first half.
Rooney with 6 points. Howard now handling the ball. Gets it back to Maloof. Maloof directed St. Peter's High School to a New Jersey State championship. An effective playmaker at guard. Now here's Kristen Foley. They work it inside. Regina Howard, nice move.
That was great execution by Rutgers. They just reversed the ball. Regina sealed down low, and Maloof hit her for an easy layup inside.
16 points for Regina Howard.
Take a look at Rutgers. They're in a 1-2-2 now.
And there's the turnover by St. Joe. Maloof ahead to Austin. Austin off the glass and good.
Oh, that was a great pass. That was a great play.
Rutgers opens up a 25-point lead. Early action, second half. Austin with a dozen for the Lady Knights. There's Debbie Black. Gets it inside. Kim Foley beats sister Kristen. 8 for Kim Foley. But St. Joe has to generate it at the defensive end if they're going to have any shot against coming back against Rutgers.
That's right. They can't let that happen. They've got to play catch-up ball now, so they've got to create turnovers and score on the other end.
Sister Kristen answering at the other end. 8 for Kristen. Howard with the board. Regina Howard, really an all-around good game from Howard. 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds for this senior at Rutgers. Here's Austin looking inside to Regina for an easy deuce.
Again, there's that entry pass from the wing. Regina not being fronted, it was an easy 2 points.
18 now for Regina. Debbie Black. Off to Kim Foley. Back to Black. 12-footer, short. Wicks with the rebound. Now Rutgers looking to run. Foley. Looks inside. Howard over Carmichael. Good. 20 points for Regina Howard.
If you take a look at Wicks and Regina's arms, you'll see how long they are. That's what makes them so great offensively, because they get the rebound, they hold it high, and they put it right back up.
St. Joe calls a timeout. Trailing 57-28, and Jimmy Foster trying to rally the troops. Rutgers big people doing it under the boards.
You see right there, it's an easy layup. The entry pass from the wing.
And her foil for St. Joe, Teresa Carmichael, with just 4 points in the first half.
Well, she hasn't seen the ball that much, and when she has seen it in the paint, she has rushed her shot. She hasn't really taken her back to the basket or a turnaround. Her normal game shots, so that has to be frustrating.
Teresa Carmichael from John Hallahan High School in Philadelphia. 6-foot senior. She had a season high of 28 points this year. And oh, would she like those 28 points tonight?
Well, the game isn't over. We're still 17 minutes. A lot can happen.
Helen Clark will inbound the ball for the Hawks. Clark from Spring Lake, New Jersey, just a little bit down the road. To Debbie Black. Clark is the only player in St. Joe history to have 400 points, rebounds, and assists. Demonstrating her all-around game. And here's Austin. Oh, showtime. Kristen Foley. She took that pass on her hip.
She was actually looking for someone to pass off to, but then she saw she was wide open. Yeah, she's an exciting player.
59-28, Rutgers leading. And the crowd very much into it here at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Clark throws it away, stolen by Wicks. T. Austin to Foley, no good. And Clark takes the foul.
It's one of the things Rutgers does best. They bang the boards and then they score a lot of their points over transition. Tonight they haven't had to, but normally their game plan is to run first.
You see the smiles as the Lady Knights huddle around the foul line. This is a very exciting team, and it's a fun team to watch as well.
Well, there's a lot of personalities. You have an All-American in Sue Wicks. You have players that are hungry. You have T. Austin, who, to me, doesn't look like a basketball player, but boy, she can flat out play. You have winners here.
Kristen Foley makes the first of two. A 76% free throw shooter from the line. Averaging 11.4 a game going into tonight's ball game. She's got 10 right now. Clark over to Debbie Black. Guarded by Kristen Foley. Rooney inside to Foley. Nice entry pass that time by Rooney.
Absolutely, that was made possible by a reverse pass, and then that opened up the middle a little bit, and they got it in.
Hawks trying to play a little aggressive defense. The foul on Kim Foley. Picks herself up off the hard court. That's 3 on Kim. 2 team fouls for the St. Joe Hawks.
Straight up, please. Ready?
Foley to Austin. Howard. And we've got a charging foul on Regina Howard. 2 personals on Regina. But Rutgers nursing a 31-point lead. Through the screen. We have a foul on Austin. That is her second. The 3rd team foul for Rutgers. little over 15 minutes left, second half. Kim Foley to Clark. Wicks comes out on Clark. Rooney driving. Tipped away by Janet Maloof on a nice piece of defense.
Over here, please. Right.
Inside, Kim Foley gets her own rebound. Off the glass, high and good. A dozen for Kim Foley. Wicks now driving on Kim. Won't get the bounce. Tipped up by Kristen, taken down by Teresa Carmichael. Now Black looking for a transition basket to Jill Rooney, and it goes off of Jill's hands. Jill played her high school ball at West Deptford High in Woodbury, New Jersey. She's a 5'11" senior. That turnover by St. Joe's, their 13th to just 3 for the Lady Knights. Timeout Rutgers, Teresa Grentz. Now, Carol leading 61-32. Why would Teresa call a timeout here?
Well, the reason being is that St. Joe's just threw up a full court press against them player to player. So Teresa just used the timeout to make a simple adjustment, to be prepared. I mean, St. Joe's has to hustle now, and they're going to apply full court pressure. So here's what I'd like you to do, in essence, is what she's saying.
Now here's a look at the Lady Knights' all-time scoring leaders. Sue Wicks, the junior All-America, with 1,757 points entering tonight's contest, of course. Regina Howard in second place, just a little bit behind Wicks. Then June Elkowski, 78-82 with 1,500. Kathy Glutz, who played here 1976 through 1980 with 1,415. And Patty Sikorsky, a little bit over 1,200 points.
I played against Patty and Kathy and June. Never had the opportunity to play against Regina or Sue, but yeah, they were excellent swimmers.
Just keep looking at the basket. Instead of going all the way in, maybe you pull up when you drive and hit a little bank shot and look for one of these people to make it in. And listen, 2 at a time. Stay in
2 at a time. Words of wisdom from Jim Foster, trailing 61-32. And 2 at a time, and he also has to shut down the Lady Knights at the other end of the court.
Well, the thing is, when you're losing by a large margin like this, you tend to want to be so anxious to get it all back at once. You can't. 14.5 minutes is a lot of time. They do have to pick away, create some turnovers, and that'll change the complexion of the game.
Now, does Jimmy start playing for the next game as we get a backcourt violation by Maloof? Does he start playing for that next game in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, absolutely not. He doesn't feel he's dead by any means in this game, and he won't think about the next game until he sees the bids come out and where he'll be seated and what region he'll be going to.
He's still worried about the little points, the finer points. Down by 30. Here's Ellen Clark going on Austin, shut off along the baseline by Wicks. Steal by Maloof. Maloof over the head pass. Kristen Foley won't go. Kristen may have got away with a little double dribble there.
I think so. Rutgers, you can see, has an air of confidence right now, getting a little tricky here.
Austin to Maloof inside. Kristen won't go. Carmichael with the rebound. 7 rebounds for Teresa Carmichael. Carmichael over Howard. Got it.
That's her game shot. Get the ball, square up, shoot the ball.
Her first basket of the half. We have St. Joe with the steal now. Jill Rooney, the jumper, no good. Rebound Foley. Kristen Foley sorting out the offense. Now Janet Maloof. Wicks looking inside. Howard on the roll. Got it. 22 for Regina Howard.
Pat, St. Joe's looks a little tired. They had an upset last night. They played a tough game, but there's only been 1 sub in the game for St. Joe's. 2, I'm sorry. So could be a little bit fatigue factor setting in there.
Debbie Black won't go. T. Austin with the rebound to Maloof. Wicks streaking down right side, but it's Howard. Howard, offensive foul. That time Kim Foley taking her lumps to draw the foul. Couple of substitutions for the Hawks now. Stephanie Hughes checks in, along with number 4, Ellen Shields.
Well, Jim needs some offensive firepower here, and Ellen is a better shooter than Ellen Clark, and Stephanie Hughes, maybe she can get hot. There is a three-point rule in this game in the Atlantic 10 Conference, so that could make a difference as well.
We have not seen a three-point attempt tonight yet. This is Shields, doubled down by Foley and Howard. Black driving to Shields, baseline short, rebound Wicks. Long pass, Kristen Foley won't go. And we've got a foul.
Wicks created that play because she just got the ball. She saw Kristen Foley on the fly, and she hit her for a long pass.
The foul is on Ellen Shields.
Take a look at it. Yeah,
take a look at his outlet pass.
It was a perfect pass.
I don't know, maybe Sue Wicks can play a little football. That looked like a great drop back and throw. The completion to Kristen Foley, and Foley will shoot 2.
Well, when you talk about athletes, Rutgers certainly has the better athletes of the two teams. But they do match up really well, player for player.
Foley makes them both. Rutgers leading 65-34. Black gets it over to Shields. Rutgers now trapping the ball. And Debbie Black can't control it.
Well, that's been the story of the whole game. Turnovers and a little bit of frustration there.
15 turnovers for St. Joe's, 5 for Rutgers. This is Jill Schilt to Howard. And Foley. Schilt's a 5'8" junior. From Indiana, Pennsylvania. Sue Wicks, double from the baseline. 15 for Wicks. Shields is open. Won't go. Foley crashes the boards. Okay, now Rutgers, Janet Maloof. A sophomore, part of a sophomore duo in the backcourt. And we've got a whistle. Follows on Ellen Shields. Shields second. St. Joe with 5 team fouls, so it will not be a shooting foul. Kristen Foley looking to inbound. 5 seconds, so the Lady Knights do not get it in time. We'll take a break with the score. Rutgers 67 and St. Joe's 34.
Coming up on the premiere of 6 Feet of the Country.
Why didn't you tell me he was sick?
Why the hell didn't you tell me he was here?
I don't know why he died. We could all get sick. The police say you can go and fetch your brother, but they have to dig him up, and they say it'll cost 60 rand.
You must pay 60 rand.
God is the devil. He says where it is done.
Please.
6 Feet of the Country comes your way Tuesday at 9. Tune in.
Albany, Georgia, 1961. A Southern police chief beats the movement at its own game.
Any sort of surprise, Dr. King. This is one time, the only time I've ever seen him where he didn't know which way to go.
Birmingham, 1963. Civil rights leaders find new ways to fight back. But it's no easy walk. Next time on Eyes on the Prize.
Welcome back to the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Pat Scallon and Carol Blazejowski. The Atlantic 10 Tournament Championship game. The Lady Knights leading 67-34. St. Joe turns it over. Turnover number 16 for Jim Foster's Hawks.
Well, give Rutgers credit. They have the arms flying in the lane, and they're creating them turnovers as well.
A little under 11 minutes left in this ball game, and you're right, despite a big lead, the Lady Knights still playing very scrappily on defense. The hand is for Janet Maloof, who checks out, replaced by Austin now. This is Jill Schilt and Austin playing catch, top of the key. Wicks to Howard. Constant movement on offense. Foley misses. Pulled down by Debbie Black. 5-2 Debbie Black gets the rebound. Now Shields had a thought. Gets it back to Kim Foley. Won't go, and the rebound Wicks. And they look to run. That time, Wicks and Foley do not hook up. And it's Ellen Shields.
St. Joe's looks totally flustered on offense here. They can't think twice about taking a shot. If it's there, they can't think about giving it inside.
Carmichael gets loose in the back door. 8 points for Teresa Carmichael. But the Hawks trail by 31. There's Schilt. To Austin. Debbie Black trying to do a job on T. Austin, but Austin pulls up and hits in the paint.
Took her time, drove right around Debbie Black and pulled up short in the jumper, short in the lane, and took a jumper.
14 points for T. Austin, the sophomore from Patterson Eastside High School. Foley gets it inside, won't go. Another rebound for Regina Howard.
One shot. St. Joe's is getting one attempt at the basket. I think the kids look tired at this point.
Howard shows Carmichael the ball. Debbie Black goes for the steal and commits the foul. It's Black's second. St. Joe now with 16 fouls. Maloof back in the ball game now as Schilt goes to the bench. Missy Lender has it blocked by Ellen Shields. But Rutgers maintains possession.
You should see a straight player-to-player the entire game now, full court.
Maloof looking for Austin. And Debbie Black fills the lane, but gets called for traveling. Timeout Rutgers.
That time through, Pat, I don't know if you saw it, but T. Austin and Debbie Black were going at it a little bit, I guess partially because of frustration. And Debbie has a tendency, although a great defensive player, to be annoying. And I guess T didn't like it, so there was an exchange of some elbows there.
Good crowd on hand here at the rack. As we look in at the Hawks bench, the assistant coaches for St. Joe, Kadisha Herbert, a Penn State grad in 1985, and Terry Moore, who played for St. Joe last year, is now an assistant. She was the Hawks' leading scorer until Teresa Carmichael took over that role this year.
Well, Deej Herbert was an All-American candidate at Penn State. Excellent player, and then she came over to Jim Foster and the Hawks. And Terry Moore was a great outside shooter. There you see Wicks on the move take a jumper.
Carol, what about her mechanics there now? Earlier in the tournament against Duquesne, Teresa Grants had said that Wicks was shooting the jumper a little flat, that she wasn't letting it go at the top of her, on the top of the jumper. What about tonight? It seems like she has it all together.
Yes, she does. One of the reasons could be is because of fatigue with the legs, but she's evidently corrected all that. She's an All-American because she can do everything. She can shoot inside, she can shoot outside. She can shoot off the run, she can shoot standing still. And she's a winner. She came here to play tonight, and that's exactly what she's doing.
She's the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year in 1986-87 and one of 4 players nominated for college basketball's Player of the Year in the women's ranks. Now Rutgers gets the ball inside. T. Austin to Maloof. Inside, Howard won't go, short. Rebound by Stephanie Hughes, number 24. This is Ellen Shields. The set shot won't go. Missy Lender pulls down the rebound. Maloof to Wicks. Mismatch against Shields, and Sue's got it. 17 for Sue Wicks.
That's what Rutgers does best. Bang the boards and look long on the break. They score a lot of points. They didn't in the first half, but they do, as a rule, score a lot of points on the transition.
71-36, the Lady Knights leading St. Joe, and this course says St. Joe defense generally holds opponents to 56 points a game. Stephanie Hughes with her second basket of the night. Hughes, a 5'10 junior out of West Catholic High School in Philadelphia. Howard guarded by Carmichael. Back to Austin. Missy Lender now. Rutgers very patient on offense, working it around. Wicks moving inside, over Foley. 19 for Sue Wicks. The junior from Center Mauritius, New York, is heating up.
Rutgers is doing a nice job pressuring the ball, even to make a pass.
Kim Foley now, guarded by Howard. To Carmichael. Puts Wicks up in the air. Wicks got a piece of it, but Carmichael got the basket. She's now in double figures with 10. Here's Maloof to Howard, double down. Wicks to Sticks, and we've got a foul. Debbie Black, number 14, committing her personal foul. That is her third.
Well, you can hear the crowd here.
Now Rutgers into the bonus, the 17th foul on St. Joe, so Howard will shoot at 1 and the bonus.
2, 1-1.
There's the foul. Debbie underneath, and Gina was taking the shot. The crowd reaction was loud because they seem to think that Debbie's a great defensive player, and oftentimes it looks as if she's fouling. Well, she could in fact be, but
Look from our replay, like Stephanie Hughes had a hand in there as well, but the foul going on Debbie Black. Now Carmichael checks out. Jill Rooney comes back in. Rooney, the St. Joe captain out of West Deptford, New Jersey. And Regina Howard makes it. Kristen Foley checks back in. Regina Howard gets a rest. And a big hand from the crowd here at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Rutgers leading by 35. 7 minutes left, second half. Shields to Stephanie Hughes. Foley, Shields, tops, no good. Rebound Black. This is Rooney. St. Joe, they can't buy one right now.
No, they can't. Great hustle there by Foley.
Maloof ahead to Austin. Pulls up. Inside Sue Wicks, off the glass, no. Rebound Rooney. Great pass by Jill Rooney, who gets it out of trouble to Kim Foley. Debbie Black, hearing it. Shot off the rim. There's Kristen Foley. Six minutes left. Rutgers by 35. Make it 37 as Wicks cans the jumper.
They've got that play down pat. They've got Wicks coming from the weak side, from high to low, and then they got the pass in from the corner, and that's an easy two from that distance.
Sue Wicks averaging 21 a game, has her 21 tonight. Ellen Shields got it. 2 points for Ellen. Lender inside. Wicks won't go this time. Here's Lender on the rebound. And we've got a foul. Carmichael checks back in, and Wicks, listen to the ovation.
It'll be interesting to see what the totals are on the rebounds first, both offensively and defensively, because it looks like Rutgers is just dominating both ends.
The personal on Stephanie Hughes. We'll send Missy Lender to the line. Lender, a 6'2" sophomore from Enola, Pennsylvania. 65% shooter from the charity stripe. Howard.
Got it. Again, offensive boards.
26 points for Regina Howard. 79-42. The Lady Knights of Rutgers leading 5 minutes left in this Atlantic 10 championship. Black to Carmichael, guarded by Howard. Shoots and scores. A dozen now for Carmichael. And we'll get a turnover. Sue Wicks will come back into the ball game, replacing Lender.
I'm surprised Teresa still has Wicks and Howard, and actually our whole starting lineup.
Steal by Wicks. Ahead to Maloof. Tried to dish it off to Austin. Intercepted by Hughes, who filled the lane, but she traveled. Well, we've seen Sue Wicks do it all tonight. Defense, steal, and this score.
Seemed to be scoring at will. That was a design play where Wicks again came around the weak side off the screen and came down for an easy chippy.
81-44. Rutgers leading over St. Joe. Black to Shields. Stephanie Hughes won't go. And there is the outlet pass to T. Austin. To Alicia Austin with 16 off the nice feed from Wicks.
Well, it makes it easy to score and to run a fast break if you can dominate the boards, and that's exactly what Rutgers done this second half. St. Joe's hasn't even gotten close. They've taken one shot, and then Rutgers has gotten the rebound and gone down the other end and scored.
Wicks has 10 rebounds tonight to go with 23 points. Shields with her second bucket. But with 3:30 left in the second half, it's academic now. Rutgers 83, St. Joe 46. And Carol, I certainly don't feel like I'm taking a gamble saying that. Wicks. Sue Wicks continues to light it up for 25.
You have to feel a little bit bad for this St. Joe's team because just nothing's gone the right way for them tonight. On the other hand, Rutgers has played exceptional defensively and offensively.
And of course, the Lady Knights, the top seed in this tournament, playing before a partisan home crowd. This will be their 31st consecutive victory here at the Athletic Center. A tough place to play for a visiting team. Foul on Stephanie Hughes. Alicia Austin checks out, along with Foley and Wicks. 5,337 on hand tonight at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. The largest women's basketball crowd at Rutgers and the largest Atlantic 10 women's tournament crowd in the tournament's 5-year history. Wicks checks out with 25. Foley leaves with 14 as Hughes misses. Into the ball game for Rutgers. Sharon Adamson, number 45. Howard takes down the rebound. This is Adamson. 5'10" senior. Missy Lander looking for Adamson along the baseline, and now Foley. From Maloof to the corner. Regina Howard looking for more. She's got 2 more. 28 for Regina.
She's playing a fine game. She has to be shooting about 75% for the game.
47-48 Rutgers, little over 2 minutes left in the Atlantic 10 Tournament Championship game. Debbie Black won't go. Rebound, Kim Foley. Carmichael in the paint, short. Stephanie Hughes won't go. And there's Black again under the boards.
St. Joe's has to get it, get in three-point range and start.
There's Kristen Foley. Handling it like a guard. The spin move gets away from Black. Oh my, 16 for Kristen Foley.
She's played a nice game. A sound defensive and offensive game.
Well, Carol, I guess this is the type of game when you're, from the Lady Knights perspective, that you want going into the NCAA tournament where you're firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely. They're confident. They played a great all-around game.
Sharon Adamson with her first deuce, the senior from Highland Falls, New York. And you see the crowd. What a following this Lady Knights team has developed. Rutgers looking at their 28th win of the year against just 2 losses. The losses coming at the hands of Penn State and Old Dominion. Let's set the scenario for the NCAA tournament, Carol. As we said, Rutgers will get the Atlantic 10's automatic bid. St. Joe will no doubt get an NCAA bid, as will Penn State.
They'll all go. I think it's going to hurt St. Joe's a little. It helped them last night by upsetting Penn State, but it's going to hurt them a little bit by suffering this loss at such a large margin. On the other hand, it'll help the victory of Teresa Grentz's Lady Knights in terms of seeding and where they'll go throughout the tournament.
What a job Kristen Foley has done tonight as she handles the ball, gets away from Black there with a nice spin move, and Kristen Foley has had it all together. Here's 2 of her 12 tonight. When you're hot, you're hot. Teresa Grant has cleared the bench now. Clarissa Catala, number 5, in for Rutgers. Along with Adamson. Suzanne Cooper, number 11, into the ball game. Mimi Riesler, number 24. And number 33, Sue Stetcher. For St. Joe, 45, Kelly Devine sees her first action along with Burns. Burns' shot is long. Here's Debbie Black, who has played her heart out tonight. Perhaps some of the stars of the future for Rutgers out now. Number 5, Clarissa Catala, a 5'6" freshman from Puerto Rico. She was voted the best athlete in all of Puerto Rico as a senior in high school, scored 45 points a game. One, a guard to watch in the future. Here's Catala. Mimi Riesler stolen away. Debbie Black. Black pulls up. The block by Sue Stetcher. Or make that Suzanne Cooper. Sharon Adamson with 4. She's getting into the act. With 15 seconds left in the game, Rutgers up 93-48. And the countdown is on to the Atlantic 10 Championship. And the Lady Knights of Rutgers win their first Atlantic 10 tournament. Congratulating at the half-court line, meeting Jim Foster. The Lady Knights of Rutgers beat St. Joe in this Atlantic 10 tournament 93-48, a dominant win for the Lady Knights. So Rutgers winning their first Atlantic 10 tournament in the 5-year history, and we'll be back with Lady Knights head coach Teresa Grentz right after this.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Each week on New Jersey Network, Norm Aberman and I take you from the attics to the basement to show you do-it-yourselfers how you can use your own sweat equity to save money and remodel your home. From the smallest details to major reconstruction projects, we try to make it easy for you. And along the way, we'll try to teach you some of the tricks of the trade. So join us, won't you, for This Old House.
Welcome back to the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. The Lady Knights of Rutgers beating St. Joe 93-48. And Teresa Grants, what a tremendous win. Your first Atlantic 10 tournament championship.
Yeah, finally. I thought the kids did a great job. I really have to give an awful lot of credit to my staff. They really put a great game plan together. The kids went out and they executed it. I thought they did a terrific job. I thought the difference defenses caused St. Joe a little bit of trouble. I think that they played such a great game last night. I think that definitely might have hurt them a little bit, but I thought our kids really played very, very well.
Carol?
How's this going to situate you for the NCAA tournament? Well, I don't know what the NCAA will do with it. You know, people sitting around the table deciding your future is not always the best, but I know that we're smart. My kids are ready to play. We've worked hard. We won this thing. We finally got some hardware.
Let me ask you this, Teresa. St. Joe was a team that had held opponents to 56 points a game. They played you close 2 times earlier in the season. What was the difference tonight?
Well, I think that, number one, the other times when we played, I think we were a little tentative. And down at St. Joe, I think that they really played very, very well down there. Tonight, we went out, we ran our offenses, we hit the shots. I think that Sue Wicks and Regina Howard played great. They just played a great game, and I think Kristen Foley played an outstanding game. Both she and Regina are what I call in a little cocoon, you know.
What about the play of Wicks and Howard? Just a tremendous inside game. And Wicks had been struggling a little bit, certainly not tonight.
They played great. I really can't say any more about it. They just played terrific.
Teresa, I know you want to get over to your team where they're being congratulated. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Teresa Grants and the Rutgers Lady Knights with a tremendous win. Congratulations going on at center court. Rutgers winning 93-48. You see Regina Howard accepting congratulations. Carol, what a night for Regina, a tremendous player.
Well, she's a senior. She had a big night offensively. She had to shoot about 75%, and they're happy. They won their first championship, and this is going to set the tone for them when they go into the NCAA tournament.
Now, you've played in the NCAA tournament at Montclair State. You made the Final Four. What does it take for this Lady Knights team to get there?
It takes exactly what they did tonight, plus a little luck. They're intense. They're ready to be there.
All right, let's check the final scoring now. First, for the Rutgers Lady Knights, Janet Maluk with 2 points, Talisha Austin with 16, Regina Howard with 28, Sue Wicks, who you see, with 25, Kristen Foley had 16, Missy Lender with 2, Jill Schultz not scoring tonight, coming off the bench to provide some help, Sharon Adamson with 4 points for the Lady Knights. For the St. Joe Hawks, Debbie Black with 8, Ellen Clark with 2, Teresa Carmichael with 12, Rooney with 4, Kim Foley with 12 for St. Joe, Stephanie Hughes had 7, and Ellen Shields had 4. So there you have it, an exciting Atlantic 10 championship game. The Lady Knights in dominant fashion, beating St. Joe's 93-48. Rutgers will get the NCAA automatic bid. The celebration is on here at the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. Oh, what a victory for the Rutgers Lady Knights in this, the championship game. We'd like to thank Ron Bernovich of the Atlantic 10 and Assistant Commissioner John Wooding. For Rutgers, special thanks to Teresa Grants and her staff. For St. Joe's, to Jim Foster and his staff. Carol, a final comment?
Well, I enjoyed the game. I feel a little bit bad for St. Joe's, but there'll be an NCAA bid. And it should be interesting to see where all the teams situate themselves.
Carol, a pleasure working with you as always.
Same here, Pat. I enjoyed it.
And the Rutgers Lady Knights win the Atlantic 10 championship by a 93-48 score. For Carol Blazejowski, I'm Pat Scanlon. So long, everybody.